Yes, welcome again to my mathematics online tutorial, and we are still talking about calculus. And in today's class, I want to teach us implicit differentiation. Implicit differentiation. Look at this simple problem on the board. They say find the y dx, given that x power 3 plus 4xy squared minus 7 equal to y power 3. So we are going to differentiate implicitly because we are having x and we are having y at the same time. Now, look at it. It's a solution. So let's copy the equation again. Given x power 3 plus 4xy squared minus 7 equals to what? Y power 3. You know, there is a logic behind implicit differentiation that people do not know. Anytime you are differentiating with respect to y, you multiply the result immediately by what? Dy dx. If you can do that, your problem is what? Half solved. Look at it now. We are going to be differentiating this one now. You know, we'll be differentiating with respect to x and y at the same time. Look at this one now. This is x power 3. So let me write ds. Let's just write it this way first. Plus, you know, this 4 is constant. So permit me to write it this way. 4 dxy squared. All right. Minus what? D ds 7 equal to what? ds y power what? 3. And now, what are we going to be doing? We differentiate each of the term. Now, here, this is ds s power 3. So, differentiating this with respect to what? X, you have 3x power 2 using what? Power rule. Bring 3 to the back and take 1 from the power. You have 3x squared plus 4. Let me open the bracket. Look at this one now. Now this is sy square. We are going to be using what? Product rule. Because we have x and we have y. So we are going to be using what? Product rule. Because x is a function and y square is another function that are being multiplied together. So sy square. And what is product rule? Remember, we can decide to keep this x constant to differentiate y square. And I told us that anywhere, so let's differentiate y square first. We have what? 2y. Alright? But mind you, I told us earlier that anywhere you differentiate with respect to y, you multiply the result immediately with what? The y ds. Now, I kept x constant here, and I say let me differentiate y square. We have 2y. Because we have differentiated with respect to y, we multiply the result with what? The y ds. Then plus, remember, now the first thing we did was we kept this constant while we differentiated with respect to y. Alright, now we are going to be keeping y square constant while we differentiate x. So differentiating x, now you have what? 1. Alright, look at it again. You are going to be keeping y square constant. Differentiating x, you have 1. Now, here, minus, you know, this is d ds of 7. That is what we have to differentiate 7. 7 is constant. Differentiating a constant, we have what? 0. Equal to, now, this is y power 3. So, we want to differentiate with respect to y. Alright? And anywhere, like I told us earlier, if you differentiate with respect to y, you are going to do what? We multiply the result by dy dx immediately. And as such, differentiating this guy now, y power 3, we have 3y squared. Alright? That is bringing 3 to the back and remove 1 from the power. So we have dy dx. Alright? So now, this is 3s squared plus, there is 4 here. Let me write it this way first. This is now going to be 2sy dy dx plus what? Y squared times this, you have the same y squared minus 0, so the same thing. So 0 y squared dy dx. Now, what are we going to be doing? To open this bracket. To open the square bracket. So 3s squared plus 4 times this. We have 4 times this. We have 8sy dy dx plus 4 times y squared. We have 4y squared. Then equal to y square dy dx. Now, what are we going to be doing? We collect like terms. We check very well. We have dy ds, we have dy ds. So there are like terms. So we can decide to bring this one here. Or to make it very easier for us, let's retain, let's 3y squared dy dx maintain the right hand side position while we're going to be taking this to the right. Remember, as it is leaving here, it's positive from here, it will now be negative. But 3x squared will still maintain its position, that is plus 4y squared equal to what? 3y squared dy dx. Mind you, I'm taking this one here now, so it's going to be what? Minus 8sy dy dx. Are we okay? So now, what are you going to do? Here, 3x squared plus 4y squared equal to, when you check what is common here, we have we have dy dx here, and we also have dy dx here. So you can now say dy, but sorry, let's just factor out dy dx, the same thing. Factoring out dy dx, we now have for 3y squared minus 8xy. And mind you, what is our target? They say find dy dx. So what are we going to do now? We make dy dx the subject of the formula by dividing both sides by what? By the coefficient of that dy dx. So, and as such, my dy dx now will be equal to what? This, because we divide everything by this. So it's going to be this 3x squared plus 4y squared all over 3y squared minus 8sy. All right, look at what we have done again. We have dy dx, and our target is to make dy dx the subject of the formula. And what we need to do, and what we did was we divided both sides by 3y squared minus 8sy. Dividing both sides by 3y squared minus 8xy, now we now have 3x squared plus 4y squared all over this, and this is the result of the differentiation, which is now the dy dx. I believe with this we are good to go. Bye bye.